Hello everyone, it's Grandpa Hickory. Welcome to my video. Make it do or do without. You know, people nowadays, everybody is trying to cut back on things. The cost of living is so high because of the Democrats when they stole the election. They come in and they did all kinds of things that plunged us into an economical abyss. But I'm going to tell you something. Back in the 1950s, we were told as children to make it do or do without. My brother, he wore his shoes and his pants and his clothes. And then at the end of the school year, those clothes were put over on the side of the closet. They were hanging up. And those were the clothes that I had to wear the next year when I went to school. Also, my brother's shoes that he had wore for 1 year, I was to wear. And sometimes my feet didn't fit. And my dad said, well, son, you'll just have to grow into it. Because you see, we were poor and we had to do the best we could. And like nowadays, fast forward to 2025, people are realizing, hey, you know what I can do? I can buy canned goods instead of going out to eat. And I can buy canned chicken, and I can get squash with dahlia onions, and I can go and I can get mixed vegetables. And I can put canned chicken breast in it, and I can put canned corn in it, and I can actually make me a big old pot of food that will last me a few days. See, people are starting to come around, and I tell you what's really causing this to really come to everybody's attention is nowadays, if you go out to eat somewhere in a restaurant, the prices have been raised way up and the portions have been lowered. You see, nobody nowadays believes in quality. They don't believe in it. So many restaurants and everything, the reason they're going out of business is because they think they can cheapen everybody, just like Wendy's. They put all these false advertisements out. I get them in my mail all the time. I'm sure you do too. They got these big old hamburgers loaded with all kinds of good stuff. And when you go and buy them, they're little bitty burgers. They're about that thin. They might have a little tiny piece of tomato on it and maybe a piece of onion, and that's about all you're going to get. But see, people are fed up with this. So they're looking around, they're saying, you know what? I can do this. And you can, neighbor. You can do this. I do it. I call it mush because it's soft. I use canned vegetables. I use canned chicken breast. And this is the canned chicken breast that I buy. I buy it at Walmart. And I buy it by the case. And then when I make my canned vegetable, canned chicken breast stews, I call it mush. I have all these ingredients in there with all kinds of wonderful spices. I use lots of turmeric, lots of oregano. I use thyme. I use cardamom. I just use garlic powder. I use onion powder. Friends, there's just so many good spices. I use sea salt. I use a lot of Baja sea salt too. I don't know if you've ever had that or not. It's really good. I have a lot of fine French salts that I use, finishing salts. And I tell you what, but there's all kinds of ways that people are cutting corners nowadays. And friends, it's all about making do. My dad always said, you either make a do or you're going to do without. And friends, that's the way it is nowadays. You can save so much money and make things go so much further if you'll just sit down and try to figure things out. And when you go to the store, instead of buying that cheap processed junk food, buy you some canned vegetables, buy you some chicken breast, buy you some cream of chicken condensed soup, buy you some cream of what is that, mushroom soup, condensed. Get all these things together and start creating your own dishes. Making do or doing without. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm Grandpa Hickory. I'll see you on the next video. It's all about survival, friends, and living frugal. You've got to be frugal. I live frugal. And this is the way I do things. I cut back and save as much as I can. See you on the next video. Goodbye from Texas.